before we die, we're gonna see like monstrous fucking birds that fucking kill. I'm serious.
You said
I'm talking
monstrous
like
fucking
20,
birds that
20
kill.
foot wingspan that are gonna be like outside of our house.
It's going to take some sort of biological something to happen. I mean, beads of sweat on your lip. I don't understand. You got to be working out. If you're sweating, if your face is sweating just naturally, you might die.
Yeah.
You die.
I feel like chubby kids in high school used to have beads of sweat on their lip.
Like upper lip?
Yeah.
Beads of sweat? That's like intense.
I don't think I've ever had it. Yeah, maybe.
I sweat mostly on my back like that, you know.
Well, you got a lot of hair.
Butt. Back,
you don't get,
butt,
you don't get booby sweat?
No.
Really?
Yeah, you do.
No.
Your hair just soaks it up.
I don't.
Your hair just absorbs it. It never makes its way out of the jungle.
Maybe. Maybe.
Do you sometimes take off your shirt and you're hotter than you were? Because of all the hair on your chest and back?
Yesterday I was flipping around and that Along Came Polly movie was on.
Oh, that was a dirty movie.
When he does Philip Seymour Hoffman and him are playing basketball.
I don't remember that movie.
And the guy takes his fucking shirt off.
I don't know if I remember. I haven't seen that in like 12 years.
They're playing like 2-on-2 in like some park in Manhattan. And they're like, the guy takes his shirt off. Like, first of all, you see him. He's got a tank top on. He's got hair everywhere.
Right.
He takes his tank top off like in the middle of the game, and he's just sweating uncontrollably. And Ben Stiller's face is like rubbing up against him.
Yeah, playing defense and shit.
He's like getting it in his mouth. He's like trying to check him. Then he tries to switch it up to Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman's like, I just figured out how to guard this man. Can you not right now?
I wonder, like, what does that mean? Like super hairy people, like
you were supposed to be an ape.
Less evolved,
Maybe
closer to animals. Like, what does it mean? I never really looked it up.
That's a good question. Never thought about it.
It's got to mean something.
Why are
right?
some people hairier than others?
Everything means something.
Is that the question?
I think that's the question.
We need a stat boy.
I think there's got to be a reason for that.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I
mean, genetics is the reason for a lot of things, but what does that mean?
Yeah, but what? Yeah, exactly. What are the correlations? Like, are there any, like, you know, like
maybe like your family
related
really came from a cold situation?
Yeah, something like exactly like what? Like, how did it evolve? Like, why did some people evolve to have more fur as opposed to others?
It's probably a good, like, it's probably a good thing to have.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean that's why.
I got
have,
too
like,
much though.
Hair in certain places, you know what I mean?
I got too much. A little less would be better.
Like the nose hair situation.
I don't like hairless. Hairless is weird, but too much hair is not the great.
Nobody likes hairless. Hairless is scary.
Hairless is weird. Hairless. That's the old. Like as a guy, you get older.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I mean,
like hairless.
Completely hairless, like powder.
Really, yeah. That's
yeah,
like,
I think. I mean, if you got a nice like color about you, and you know,
you're in shape.
You're well put together. It's nice.
I think a little bit of hair shows a little bit of like adult
chest.
Like, what are we talking about?
Chest.
A little bit of chest hair?
Yeah, a little bit of chest hair, and like on the stomach too. You know what I mean? You got to have like a little bit.
See, I don't like the stomach hair.
In your men.
In your men. Yes.
You like them boyish. You fucking.
No, I'm saying
Gay.
it's okay for men.
I just think it's like clean. You know?
Clean.
Do you think women were just super hairy back in the day? Like they never shaved anything back in the day, right?
Definitely.
It must have just been hairy everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't start shaving things until like the 70s.
How did it like stamp itself out over time?
I was gonna say, how did it start?
You know?
Like you got to shave your arms, you got to shave your underarms.
Probably some sort of a corporation, if I had to guess.
Well, it's definitely more attractive for women. You know what I mean? Like a hairy woman.
Revlon?
Only now, though.
Revlon?
Only now we say that, but back in the day, you see a woman with a giant bush, you're like, oh yeah, get over here, you know?
Yeah, probably thought highly of you.
I guess probably you didn't really think about it because there wasn't like
Nothing to compare.
Yeah, exactly. Like you didn't. There wasn't like other. You know, there wasn't fucking you porn.
You
Living
think
in
they
your
had
pocket.
like chest and back hair, or no?
Women?
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know about chest hair.
Booby hair? I think so.
areola.
This
hair.
is so funny. Like we're right in. Megan's not here. Megan's not here. I'm like, wait, we're right in. Right in.
I wonder. No, because then some people would still have it, right?
I think some people do still have it.
Oof.
You just don't see it.
Yeah, and then they do things to
Because
mitigate.
some girls do have to like shave their upper lips and shit, right? Right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Sideburns.
I think the older you get, too. That's a thing. But like, what my question is how did they stop it from happening over time? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the evolutional, like, what's happening that they're not growing as much hair as they used to? Why?
I wonder what the numbers are on like percentage of people that are hairy versus not. Like how many people are hairy?
I think Jewish people are very hairy.
Italians I think
are
Jewish.
I'm not that hairy, but is it because I'm fat?
No, I don't think fat has anything to do with it.
I think it might.
No.
It might be down deep below.
I think it kills the hair.
Suffocates it.
It suffocates the hair from growing.
Like, I have no hair on my chest whatsoever.
You got no hair in your chest?
Zero? No, I got a
What?
good amount that like I don't like.
Interesting.
It's like a fuzz. It's like a fuzz. It's light. It only gets to like a certain amount. It's almost like a beard that you didn't grow in.
Fuzz light yet?
Like
Something I'm thinking about doing is dyeing my beard.
what color?
Like whatever the same color of my hair.
I was gonna say it can't be different than the top of your head because that's so weird when people
Like
do
a Guy
that.
Fieri move or something?
Yeah, that'd be so weird.
I think if you're going to do that, you got to do that like yesterday.
What do you mean?
Why?
Because like eventually it's going to look, when people do that, it's very obvious.
I know someone who's done it recently and it looks very good.
Yeah?
Because what he was explaining to me is that like he's always had trouble growing it out full, right?
Okay.
Not trouble, just that like, you know, some of the hairs aren't so dark as the other one, so it never really looks full, which I never thought about. It's the same problem I have. Like, it just at some point doesn't look full enough. It's because some of the hairs are red and blonde.
I was gonna say
and white.
I have 3 different hair colors in my beard.
Yeah,
red,
so he's
black and white.
So he said if you dye it all, you know, whatever the darkest color of your beard is, like it grows in and it looks a lot better. And it's true because it looked great on him.
Interesting.
I feel like that would be such a problem though. Doing it over and over again. You got to do it every 20 days, every 25 days.
Once you
I think
start
it's
to do
once
it,
week.
Yeah, because your hair, think about how fast your hair grows.
once you start to do it, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, it's facial hair. You just shave it off.
Would you do your hair too?
No, definitely not do my hair.
When was the last time you shaved your beard completely off?
From time to time, I do a little mustache.
Wow.
I feel like you haven't done that in a while.
It was about a year ago, I think.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing it recently.
I was thinking about shaving my entire shit off.
I haven't been
scaring
clean.
my kids.
I have. I'll take a buzzer and like bring it down pretty light, but there's still like a 5 o'clock shadow.
I was gonna say, I feel like
stubble.
if you even bicked it, you'd still have like a shadow of a beard. Like there's no real clean cut on that face. Like
Bigged it. Yeah, no, I'm rough.
I think my kids saw it once. I asked Jen to marry me, and the 2 days before I shaved my whole face.
You think you were in the
She
Yankees?
she never saw me without facial hair. So I think in my head, I was like, she's got to see me once at least. And if she says yes to that, it'll be all right.
Interesting.
Whatever I do. But I've only done it once or twice since my 20s.
It's real Yankees of you.
Real what?
Don't they like prohibit facial hair, or they used to?
Oh, the Yankees, yes.
I think no facial hair makes you fat look makes your
Makes you look
face
super fat.
Fat, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more pressure on the jawline.
Yep.
There's a lot more pressure on the jawline.
Yeah.
The beard gives you a little additional silhouette, you know?
Shaving your face makes your face and body look fat, but shaving down in your privates makes your dick look huge. It's so weird.
It's true.
It's so weird.
It's true.
Opposite ends.
Shaving down in your privates.
Because it's so small.
Yeah. When a hair beats the size of it resting, it's not good. It's got a little out of control.
This weekend, I had to get a haircut. My barber was gone, so I had to get a haircut from a different barber, and it was enjoyable.
Interesting.
Something different. Because I don't know what to say. Like I never tell. I had the last barber I had for forever. He told the next guy what to do, and now this was a girl this weekend, and I sat down. She's like, "What do you want?" I said, "I don't really know." You know,
Same
figure it
haircut
out.
And she just took care of it?
Yeah, she did it. She did a good job.
I feel like it looks like it always looks.
Yeah.
I got a girl barber. It was weird in the beginning, but now it's great.
You take your kids to the barber?
Yep,
You
same.
tell the barber exactly what you want on your kids?
Well, now she kind of knows. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like now it's been a while.
But you had to.
Yeah, in the beginning, and
always a
then
weird moment.
And then it's always like a little bit of it's an evolving conversation too, because the kids like their hair is like it's like not like they have like the cowlicks and stuff, and like they're just kind of figuring out how the hair grows. So it's not like an easy one and done. It's got to have to develop a little bit.
I agree.
People explaining, like listening to other people explain how they want. It's like an awkward exchange.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're talking about.
You know.
Well, it's just awkward people are all over the place.
I don't know what I'm talking
It's
about.
not that awkward.
Well, no, I think it is because I don't think that I haven't come across many barbers who are good at like helping you understand.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It's like, dude, you do this all the time. You see different shapes of heads. It's like, what do you think would look cool on me? Do it. You know? But the same thing, though. When someone comes in and they don't really know, like, help them out. But I never really hear that.
But you know what I think is a big thing? I think like everybody, like you got two people with straight hair, two people with curly hair. I think, and I'll double check this. I think she watches this every once in a while, so maybe she'll get the message if I forget. But I think, like, depending on the way your hair grows, like the direction in which it grows,
I agree.
has to do with how they got to do what they do. And when they first meet you, they don't really know yet. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It takes, I think maybe it takes a few sessions to kind of fucking, you know, figure it out. Maybe, I don't know.
I think if I looked at your head, right? You took your hat off and I looked at your head like closely, untrained. I could be like, all right, this is growing this way. This is coming in this way.
You think you'd know how to cut my hair?
No, I feel like your hair's all over the
Without
place.
a doubt.
Well, it's a little bit all over the place.
What's so amazing about your hair is that like you have the best, possibly one of the best heads of hairs I've ever seen.
I
but
do.
Hat head like that, it looks terrible.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're wearing a hat all day.
It's weird.
Because I don't really know how to make it, you know, I don't know how to style it. I like that head of hair. You got a good head of hair.
So go in and be like, let me get the fucking
Let me get the John Kelly.
fucking panties
I
out.
don't like when I cut so much hair off and it looks great in front of that mirror, and then when it dries up or you take a shower and it dries way shorter than you thought it was.
I can't
You
relate
gotta
to that.
style it.
Because I like the little mess look. You know what I mean? I like putting a little grease in there and mixing it
A
up.
little pomade.
That's
I don't
another.
even know what I use.
That's another thing that makes you. So this is the opposite of that too. Like long hair makes you look fat also.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like the sides, like when my sides start to get longer, like my face looks fucking giant.
Do you ever put stuff in your hair at the barbershop? Like they finish you off like putting stuff in like you're
Yeah.
going to go out that night?
Of course.
Do you go out that night?
I mean, so I go on Saturday mornings. I never used to do that. I always used to have to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah.
But they do a good job of keeping it off you, and then like they do such a good job of styling it. And like that day, I'm walking around.
So you just walk around that day
yeah,
with
just
your head
handing out
down.
my phone number.
That's interesting.
So
You know?
I'm doing
That's a good
something
idea.
new in that vein where my barber, they moved into a new place. The guy owns it, Sal the Barber, great guy. He moved to a new building that he bought and really made it nice. Like he calls it now the House of Barbary.
Is that a word?
Sounds good to me.
Shrimp on the Barbary?
Shrimp on the Barbary. So, but like he set it up and now they all have like, each one of their stations has a sink. So now like I get my hair washed.
Oh, you don't even have
Like
that much.
spins you around.
That's so nice.
Spins you around, ducks you back, cleans you up, no hair hanging out. That's a pretty cool thing.
Oh, washes you afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah.
Oh, what a move.
Yeah, pretty nice.
That's a good move.
Pretty
I like
nice.
That. Nothing like having somebody massaging your
It
head
is
and
nice.
washing
It
right?
is nice.
Oh, I'd pay for that alone.
Yeah.
Thanks for the head wash. See you later. I don't need any.
How
I don't
much-
need any cutting
Let me
today.
ask you a question. How much to wash my hair? I don't need a cut, just wash.
Get your hair washed.
From a dude?
I don't care who it is.
All right.
I don't care who it is.
I don't want men washing me, period.
I mean, it's just your head. I don't want them watching anywhere else. I don't think. I mean, Jesus washed feet, but other than that, I don't.
No, and anywhere. I just keep it, you know.
What if you got them? So you're at a spa,
Right.
with your wife,
Okay.
and they come out. You're laying on the table. Your wife's laying on the table. You're doing a dual massage.
Couples
Two dudes
massage?
walk out.
They just want to spray you down?
No, I'm out.
You're out.
I'm
You're
not
getting
getting. No, but you get to say that beforehand. You don't just. They don't just
What if your wife
fucking
sets it
jump
up?
out of the back
Your
like,
wife sets it up.
like a magic trick. Two dudes.
Well, the girl got sick. She couldn't come in today.
No, I'm out.
So Nick comes over and he says, "Do you mind if I give you a massage?"
No, I'll be like double up on her.
You're out. You're
I'll
getting
be in
up
the
with your
bathroom.
towel.
Yeah.
You're out.
I'm not letting a guy massage me.
I ever tell you the story about the Russian bathhouse in the city when I went for Derek's bachelor party?
I don't know. Has he ever told it, John?
I don't think
think
into
so.
a microphone. Go ahead. Proceed.
We'll see where it goes.
This is a good one.
We need like a fucking light.
If there's another dick in your face, I swear to God,
no,
this is
no,
going to be
no.
out of control.
When was there a dick in my face?
multiple times.
What?
Miami in the hot tub. I mean, you get it all
you're
the
talking
time.
about that. First of all, it was Orlando, right? Get it right.
He's gated up a little bit.
Even worse, I think.
Orlando. So Derek Sherman is getting married. We go to the Russian bathhouse, which I've never been to, heard of, and I thought, like, it's
So you say those two words, and right away, I think it's an illegal place.
exactly
Right away.
Exactly. All
think
right.
it is.
So exactly. So I'm like, exactly. So we go there and it's like cool. It's like cold plunge, all these like crazy like steam rooms and shit. And then they have like services. Like you get like there's like different things. There's like this
Yeah,
one
hand job, foot job.
So some sort of like, I forget what it was. It was like a steam thing or something like that. And you go in there and like, it's a guy. And like they fucking like are beating you with this fucking, with these like leaves. And then spraying you.
You're naked? You're in a towel?
Naked.
You're naked.
Naked.
No towel.
No towel.
What's up?
One guy?
One guy. One
Better
guy.
not be multiple
Spraying
guys.
you. Wait. Spraying you with like a hose and shit. It was so good. Me and Derek we each went to separate ones,
Like
thinking
you're
like,
Rocky Balboa getting taken off the streets in blood.
bro, it was
blood?
it was great. It was crazy, and it was so like both me and Derek did it, thinking like, that's what they do over here. Of course, they're gonna have like a girl who's gonna do this. Not gonna put a guy, and then like these two guys like named Yuri, like, yes, I do this for you now.
Oh my gosh.
And like they were like spraying us with like the salt. And like they're spraying us with a hose,
Like in your face?
and then like hitting you. It's a thing. It's if you look up Russian bathhouse, it's like a thing that like they do in Russia.
Russian
It's like
spray and
a-
beat?
Sounds very spraying beat.
But I was
Sounds
like,
so
I'm
stressful.
like laying there. I was so stressful because I'm like, this is fucking.
How long?
This is gay. I don't know what to do here.
How long?
But I don't want to be like, no, I'm not doing this shit because I don't. Then
You could have been the first one to tap out.
yeah, but like I felt like if I were to make it weird, then it would make it even more gay and more like like not like because I'm like, all right, whatever. Like
Like
this-
you guys didn't look at each other once and be like,
separate rooms. When we came out, we were both like, yo, what the fuck just happened?
they both got raped.
That's a funny situation.
It was a funny
crazy.
situation. It was
How
a funny
long?
situation. It's probably like 45 minutes or something.
Wow.
Half hour.
Wow, that's
That's
date.
a long time to get sprayed and beat.
That's a
With like
date.
palm leaves and shit.
But they didn't touch you with their hands?
No, it wasn't like a massage.
All right, so I might be okay with that.
It wasn't like a massage.
See, it's funny you say that. You Russian bathhouse, you think like what you said.
Right.
I don't think
Illicit
that at all.
activity.
I don't know what it
You're
really
thinking
is. I just,
what I just
Exactly
said?
what you said.
You think that guy's name Yuri?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Spraying
it's a
you?
lot of that, like old school, like fucking throwing stones.
That's
at you and
what
shit.
it. That's what it was. That's what it
yeah,
was.
that's weird. I think of like opium and
What was really cool is
Crazy
that they had like this top deck where
didn't they have opium dens? Wasn't that
Isn't
a
that, like,
bathhouse
Chinese?
too?
That's different. That's different.
And, like Japanese.
Yeah, so it wasn't a Russian bathhouse.
Opium
it was a
dens
Chinese
where you would
bathhouse.
go and smoke fucking opium and like fucking pass out. They probably had sex there too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I saw that movie. Speaking of guys doing things to each other, I saw that movie. I think it's either called The Challenge or Challenger or Challenges with Zendaya in it,
Yeah, you mentioned
and
that
like the
other
two
day.
tennis players. So like there's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
one scene where like they're both trying to get with her, and they're like young, like college, and they're on like the professional. Maybe they're not on the professional tennis tour. They're like on like the amateur one, the kids one. And they're all like, they're like the bad boys. She's like the fucking pro, like, gonna go pro, wins all the time. And they bring her back they're in New Rochelle or Flushing here at the US Open. And they like start hooking up with her. Like she's on the couch and they're sitting next to her and she's like choosing which one. The next thing you know, they're making out with each other
Oh.
for a decent
what?
amount of time.
But they were making out with her first?
Yeah.
Both together?
Yeah.
That means they really liked each other.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Zendaya's doing this?
Is that a real?
She's
Did she
get-
play a real person?
I don't think so.
No, it was all a made up story.
I think so. I'm not sure.
She gets
She's
naked?
getting super big.
She gets naked?
No, she doesn't.
No,
She
I
gets,
don't think she shows her boobs.
close.
Really?
I was talking to somebody, younger person, the other day when I said, like, I was talking about the movie and I said, like, you don't see her naked. And they were like, ew, gross. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Who said that?
They were insinuating.
guy.
No, it was a girl.
Oh, really?
They were insinuating that it was gross that I was upset that you didn't see Zendaya naked because she's young.
She is pretty young.
She's not that young.
No?
28.
Okay, that's not that young.
That's not young.
No. All right.
I mean, that's young, but it's not creepy young. It's not.
It's getting there.
Yeah, I guess. Less than 20 years.
But still, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, that's a woman. You know?
I mean, I've thought about that before with like Instagram and stuff like that. Like I would flip through something and I'm like, this girl is young. Like this is gross.
Yeah,
But not Zendaya.
We changed it.
Yeah. Fucking Megan's gone one episode.
I did think it was weird that I thought she was attractive in Spider-Man, and I felt weird about that.
That's
She
like
was
10 years
super
ago.
young in that. She looked super young,
She
but
looks
I
like
was
a
like,
kid.
she's super cute. That's literally what I said.
I
But
don't.
you weren't like,
No, I wasn't like, I hope Spider-Man gets down. I was like, she's a cute girl. And then all of a sudden,
I wasn't like, I hope Spider-Man
and
gets
then all
down.
of a sudden she became Zendaya, and I didn't really know who that was.
Zendaya.
What's her name? Zendaya?
Zendaya, I think.
I don't know.
Zendaya.
I don't know either.
I didn't know
I
she was a
don't-
one-name gal.
I don't. She's not. I don't like. You know. I'm not very that. I'm not. What? I don't
Sounds
find
You
her
don't like
that.
little kids?
I don't find her.
Don't you dare say that.
I don't find her that attractive.
I think she's beautiful. Not
She-
attractive. Like, she's attractive. I
She's
don't know the
definitely.
difference.
She's definitely beautiful. She's like a mannequin or something. Like
Yeah.
she's like not even real.
She's made of plastic.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Tires,
Yeah.
right? Funny.
I thought it was
However,
hysterical.
my wife ruined it.
What's
What?
tires?
She ruined it.
What do you mean?
So the main character, I don't know who that guy is. The guy who's the manager
yeah,
of
the
the place.
comedian with the weird hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She pointed out his weird
It's
hands.
the first thing I noticed.
I was trying not to notice. I was going past it. I was thinking of the dialogue. It was funny. Soon as she pointed out the hands, game over. I could barely concentrate. He's like this. What is that? Well, you knew
Some
about
sort
that?
of a disease.
What's tires?
It's a brand new show that came out on Netflix. Only 6 episodes. Kind of a weak
2
move.
hours.
That's kind of a weak move.
Kind of like it as a concept, though.
What's
This
the
is
concept?
If they could crank them out
If they
faster.
could crank them out, that's the problem I have.
Yeah.
If you can't crank it out, you're waiting forever for. You're like, you're waiting forever for 6
yeah, they
more
got to
episodes.
move. They got to do it fast. You know.
I don't think anybody does anymore.
It's a lot of pressure in this world to make sure. I mean, think about like the scale of these things. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but are the writers not as? I mean,
I
just
think
like
they're
this-
hedging their bet more than anything. I think they're
Keep
less.
it short. Keep
Yeah,
it simple.
in case it's like bombs.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying their hardest to. Netflix, I think, is in a decent amount of trouble.
I thought they were
Well,
starting to get out of it with all the.
I
new
think
things
the
that they were
trouble
doing.
is this specific topic. Is that like the audience has become accustomed to consuming a ridiculous amount of
Yes.
content at an unsustainable pace, and it's like, where are they going to continue to get new stuff?
I think the first mistake, and you guys can make fun of me all you want, the first mistake was coming out with every episode at once. That is their first mistake. And I said it, and everybody was like, "Oh no, it's awesome." Blah blah blah. It's the worst mistake. Look at Stranger Things. Nobody even thinks about it anymore. 'cause
I'm
it's been
watching
so
it right
long.
now with my kids.
That's
through,
great.
I'm going through the
That's
second
really
round.
really cool.
Really
But
great.
when the season came out, people would talk about it for a week and a half, and then it's out of your mind.
But
for
you know
a
what
year
I
and a
think?
half.
But what I think is really cool about Stranger Things is like it was 4 seasons or whatever, and it was done, and it you experienced it. It was great, and that was it. And it's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be something that like lingers on for a fucking
yeah, but
decade.
the last 2 seasons took a year and a half, 2 years to come out.
Yeah, well, because that's because they put it out. It was so wildly successful. They probably weren't secure. Like when they put the first season out, they probably weren't secured like with a multi-season
I get that.
deal.
You got to sell it.
You know what I mean?
But I think once you're an established series, people will wait for episodes, and you could somehow make more money off of it.
Well, but it's also easier to do, like, to start the next season.
What do you
Like,
mean?
like they decide when a show is released week to week. They decide at some point during the season whether or not they're going
Whether
to
or
make
not
the
they're
next
going to
one.
make the next one.
So
Exactly.
you still have runway of shows to watch,
Yes.
and they've already now committed to putting the wheels in motion to make the next season.
Yes.
Like, that's the difference.
I think if
think
you're
that's a
like a
better
filmmaker
idea.
at this point and you're trying to pitch a show for Netflix or Amazon or something like that, you got to have like a couple of seasons like written and like
I agree.
ready.
Yeah, and
agree.
with the
You know what I
potential
mean?
that they're not going to touch the other ones.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a gamble either way. You got to do the work up front, but it might not even make it.
I just watched, which this show, I believe, I don't know what channel it was on. I was watching it on Hulu. I think it was on FX. It was called Death and Other something or other details. It's like a fucking Sherlock Holmes type thing,
Okay.
which I love those shows.
I'm confusing it with something else.
But like, it was done. So I was watching it in the way that you would watch it today, where it was all at once because it had already come out week by week over the winter. But I had halfway through, I was like, oh, I'm fucking loving this. Like, I hope they're gonna make another one. And I go and look it up, and it's canceled.
It's canceled. Sucks.
You know,
sucks. I've not watched a bunch of shows because of that situation.
But at that point, I'm like halfway in. I got to finish it. You know,
if they finished it, if they didn't finish it, then it's not worth watching it.
No, it was canceled like after this. It wasn't picked up like after the season had already finished.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they probably left a bunch of open doors. Did. That sucks.
Yeah, they left it open so that they could do another season.
And now it's never coming.
But at least they completed one season. You know?
Right.
But yeah, now it's never coming.
It's kind of what I feel about The Outsider. Like they did Stephen King on HBO. The critics went nuts over it. Everybody loved it. But then you find out that they're not going to do a second season. So what's the point?
Yeah, I lost interest in that one.
It's so hard when they do like the big, like I like the shows that are like 2-3 seasons and that's it.
That's it. 3 seasons is
that's kind of good. You know what I mean? Like you get 3 years out of it.
Because usually you're stretching. After 3, you usually stretching the idea of
it's hard. I mean, like Game of Thrones is the perfect example. Game of Thrones was nearly perfect. It was nearly perfect. It was fucking amazing. You can't
until HBO took over the story.
Yeah, it just
happened.
got to a point where it was unsustainable.
Right.
Well, like the budgets were so big.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like the people become fucking monsters. You know, on the show. Like,
and then you could be like Lost, where the writers didn't really know where the fucking show was going the whole time. You know what I mean? And then they just say, all right, we got to end this thing at some point. And then they just end it.
But when
with
you're
a dream
talking
sequence.
about story like that, to where like, all right, this guy took fucking 30 years of his life to write this story.
Yes.
Now they're adapting that story to a show. Then all of a sudden they run out of runway. I mean,
that's huge.
Insane.
Well, the
fact
amount
that
of
they
things
pulled
they
it
gotta
off.
wrap up
Yeah.
becomes impossible.
Again, one of the reasons I loved hearing you guys all talk about it, because you talked about it every week and it sounded super interesting, but I knew that guy wasn't going to finish those books.
You never saw it?
No.
Oh, you should.
No.
You should.
Nobody likes the way it ended.
No, but it's nearly perfect. And I've heard from people that they've gone back and watched it again, and the second time it wasn't like the last season
wasn't as bad.
Yeah, still has its issues, but like wasn't as bad because you weren't so emotionally caught up in it.
You should watch it backwards.
Interesting.
See what happens. Start at the last episode, which everyone says is the worst, and then like you'll get to like the best. The first season.
The new show's good too. The House of the Dragon. It's good.
That's what it felt like I was doing with Star Wars when I started from episode 1. It's almost like watching a story backwards. I couldn't do it.
Star Wars is great.
Not episode 1.
Episode 1, like the one
first
from
set
the
of
90s?
remakes. Yeah.
No, those were great.
Ugh.
Those were great.
I saw that movie probably 15 times in the movie theater.
When he came out with the next 3?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for the pretzel nuggets mostly.
Have any of you guys listened to a recent Rogan podcast with some guy like some Indian dude like named like Ramaswamy or something like that?
No, but I know that name.
I'm definitely saying it wrong.
I know that Swami. I feel like that's a name that I've heard before.
Well, he's like a computer video game scientist guy, and they talked about simulation theory.
Oh boy, here we go. Break it down. Break it down. No, I haven't listened to it.
Pretty wild.
Wait, is this about us living in a simulation?
Yeah. And how
disappointing would you be? How disappointed would you be?
What I was thinking about, because like Elon,
Would you be? What do you mean?
If you found out that this was all a simulation,
How disappointed would it?
would you be?
I think I'd be less disappointed if I found out now than if I found out when I was like 90 and I was about to die. Like if that's the case,
what would you do to change? Yeah, what would you do to change?
Well, but that's what's interesting. What's interesting, I think, is like nothing changes. It's like what, and it's pretty tough to understand. But what I was kind of taking from it was like, it's like the first bits of like the explanation of reality all came from religion and stuff like that. Now like science and like computers have taken hold, and like the way that computer programmers program a computer and the way like computers render things. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to like.
You said computers.
Like
Computer.
14 times.
Well, because I'm trying to catch my line of logic because it's easy to get lost with this.
Oh, I'm lost.
Yeah, it's like they have a pretty compelling case for the fact that it could be that we're running a program and there's multiple versions of the program. What everybody is pretty much, which I kind of think leaves us at the same spot, is that like nobody is in agreement on who the programmer is. There has to be.
Well, that was going to be my first question right away. Who's programming the situation?
So nobody's any closer to answering that question. But there's a lot of like good scientific ground worked out on how this could be a simulation.
So we're like The Sims.
Yeah, like
we don't know who is the creator.
He was saying like how like there's different versions of like the theory. Like there are versions to where like we're all what's known as an NPC, like a non-playable character, like a character that you see in a video game that you can't control. Is just part of the storyline. Okay, the guy like the bartender at the bar. You know what I mean? Like in Street Fighter, in the background when the guy's just moving back and forth. That's an NPC. Okay, and then there's a version of where like it's an RPG, which is a role-playing game, to where like there is a script, there is a set of predetermined values, but we do have a certain amount of influence over the outcome and the ability to kind of, and he's like, he leans more into that category.
I think that is a person that got way high in school and just started believing everything he thought.
I've been meaning to tell you guys this. Like, I am the RPG and you guys are just the background NPCs. So carry on.
But wait, but so you bring up the getting high thing, which I think is really interesting, is like when people get high and they get all philosophical and shit, there's a huge connection between like where these people are at and that stuff.
You think that's a glitch?
No, I think that like there's something to the fact that when all of your programming is at like a low, like when you're not thinking about how you're going to be judged, when you're not thinking about, which is almost never, when you're not thinking about how you're going to be viewed to other people or like, you know, all of the things that we've learned over time, you know what I mean? Like we've learned over tens of thousands of years, culture and morality and all of these things. What drugs do is drugs kind of take like, bring all that shit to like a minimum. Brings the fence down. And like, then you start to kind of see the connections and how everything is kind of the same thing.
Well, my question would be, back in the day, it would be, how did we get here? Did we evolve? Is there a God? And now all of a sudden we're computer animated. When computers weren't even a deal back then.
Yeah, but what's so crazy?
So how does that come to fruition now? Because we know what computers are and we see what computers can do. But 150 years ago, we were talking about being an ape.
Yeah, but if there's somebody who's playing it, wouldn't like the ultimate way?
I mean,
the coolest game to play would be to like see people evolve into you.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be the longest game ever?
Yeah, but what's long? What's time?
Well,
I mean, to whoever's programming it probably is not
forever.
Oh, for sure.
But if you didn't have the computer, you can't play that game.
But you only know of a computer not existing because it did here. How do you know it's been that way other places? Maybe it started with a computer.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ones and zeros.
Chicken or the egg. I don't know.
And then like I've been for the last few years I've been on like this like big history kick and like how like different people showed up in different places and like the wars between cultures and different like areas and like and you just see that like people have just been slaughtering each other from fucking beginning. So like there's just so much shit that's like made up or like agreed upon by like the dudes that were in charge at that point in time. All right, we're just gonna agree that these guys are wrong, and we're going to go burn their fucking village, and nobody's ever going to be around to talk about it ever again. And we're going to move forward. So much of history is that.
We should have got high.
I was when? Today?
Right now?
Yeah.
Too late.
I'm always high. Even when I'm not.
I've been thinking a lot about England, too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I never think about England.
So I've been watching those.
I never ever think about it. It's almost like they don't exist.
I just learned about how kids get grades in England, and it was very interesting.
How does it work?
You get 2 grades.
What?
You get like a 1 through a 5, and then you get a letter grade. So one of them is for how you did, and the other one is the effort that you put into it.
Whoa.
Wow.
So it
That's
would make
interesting.
sense that like 1A or A1 would be the best.
The top.
But that's not the truth. The best is
5A.
E1.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Maximum effort, maximum achievement.
No, minimum effort,
Maximum
achievement.
Wow.
And the whole country is set up that way, and that's why their economic system is like they feel like they should get and not do.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. There was this guy, he's like
Are they a mostly liberal nation?
I don't know.
I think that it's like fucking they don't give a fuck about anything over there. It seems like.
I'm not sure.
They this guy who was like he left there. He went to school at Princeton because of that reason. He's like there was people I was growing up and they were fucking, doing nothing and getting the grade, and it was
That's
I was
crazy.
busting my ass for no reason,
Yeah, that's bizarre. I never even heard of that.
How bizarre.
England.
If you're interested in England, you should watch those Viking shows.
I'm interested in modern England because it's fucking Europe's in trouble, big time.
They've been
From
saying that for a long
From an
time.
economic they're not doing well.
Neither
They're in
are
a lot
we.
of trouble. No, we're doing great,
Are we?
bro.
Don't we-
There's more money being made from 7 miles around San Francisco than anywhere ever in the world, the history of the world.
You mean money being physically made out of machines,
No.
or money being made from people?
No, like fucking capital being generated.
Yeah, and the second place is right here.
Bro, it's fucking insane. Like the rate that
I understand that there's million and billionaires, but I don't
No.
think the
innovation.
Oh,
Yes, fucking Silicon Valley is reinventing the world. They're reinventing humanity right now. It's pretty insane.
I think for the people that what's happening is the gap between the richest of the rich and the fucking
Why
is getting bigger.
yeah. And that's why everyone feels like it's not going so well.
But I think also too historically that's always been the case.
Yeah. We need a big fucking stock market crash.
No.
Yes. Because that's where the opportunity generates itself. Right now, you can't jump in the stock market and make any money. The prices are the highest
No, you
they've ever
definitely
fucking
can't.
been. You need that motherfucker to tank, and you come in with a little money, boom, it's going to go back up.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose what you have.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Lose your shit.
No, that's what happens.
you
You,
don't
get
buy
scared.
anything,
Like
you can't
I
pay-
took
can't
all
pay
the
for
money I
anything.
had out in fucking COVID. It was a big mistake.
Wrong time, yeah.
It's a big mistake. Should have kept it in. Should have put more.
Took out of your Apple fund.
Took it all out.
Loser.
Took it all out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know anything about it. Obviously, wish I did.
I've been learning a lot about the economy. They were saying that this guy was telling me that he used to like track the private jet flight numbers used to be able to do this, like track where they were going the day after their earnings call.
Yeah.
So like if they were going on vacation, there was going to be a great call. If they weren't going anywhere, like that, you could get in and get out of their stock based off of that.
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Fucking cool.
You see that kid who made the app for Elon's jet?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, some kid like had like a thing like every time Elon's jet was on the move, he had it like tracking it in real time. And then eventually
Really?
they shut him down, I think, because it's like kind of
can't do
stalking.
that.
That is super stalking.
He let it go on for a
Is he
while.
an air traffic controller?
No,
Jet
he
is up again.
no, he was fucking Al Qaeda.
But even that, like on the level of technology, like everything's tracked. Everything that we do is tracked.
of
Everything that we do
course.
is recorded. Like there's a footprint on all of us.
On purpose.
Everything. It's wild.
Yeah, I remember back when Easy Passes came out, people would be like, I'm not getting that shit. I'm going to be
They're
tracked.
gonna know where I'm
They'll be
at.
tracked anyway.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Guess what? There's a GPS living in your pocket.
Guess what? You don't need an Easy Pass anymore. We're still tracking you.
I just had a second thought about this morning. I was Mark Sacco is helping me with the insurance, and now they have that thing called DriveWise, and you know what that is?
What?
It's an app on your phone that will reduce your insurance
Oh,
rate.
the better you drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to plug the thing into the computer anymore,
Yep.
into the car anymore. It's on your phone and it's tracking you as you're driving.
Yep.
Like it's using the exercise like sensors to
Okay.
know that you're driving, and it's tracking you. And over time, it's like 50 trips to start, and then they give you a
Nuts.
It's just a matter of time till they sell it to the government, and the government's like, "Well, where are you going? You can't go there.
100%.
We don't want to let you go there."
it's over.
But maybe not, though. Maybe not.
See, you guys get the negative, and then you get
That's
this,
what I'm
this
saying.
weird positive.
Well, because it's easy to go to the negative. It's human nature.
Yeah, because crazy shit's going
because
on.
we're scared.
Of course,
because
why
we don't
wouldn't
know.
you be?
This is where I come from. I want to learn everything, but I don't want to do anything. You know, like in
I
terms
don't
of
believe that.
In terms of for myself and for us, yes, absolutely. But in terms of like, you know, changing the world, we gotta worry about our own world. You know,
Yeah.
like you do the things you do. You don't, you know, you have a couple less plastic cups, a couple less coffee cups here and there. Maybe turn the Keurig off for a month or two. But like making some sort of a radical change or worrying about what's gonna happen, I don't believe in it.
No. Right. I don't think you can. I think like if you're sitting, you know, under the tree and you're pondering what can I do with my life, the first thing you do is you just jump into the most publicized popular crisis and say, okay, this is the thing that I have to go all in on. I just don't think that is.
But there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, but I just think they're just getting sold up the river because like they're addicted. They're addicted to propaganda. They're addicted to, you know, feeling inadequate. They're afraid of actually doing real things that will make a difference in their life. Like it's not real. I think it's like, you know, how do you build a world where people are more self-optimized? And if you have more self-optimized people, then collectively they'll probably make better decisions.
People also like telling other people what to do.
Well, a subset of them do.
Sure.
But, you know, there's also the argument of like if we didn't have people in charge, and we'll never know this, I don't think.
I'm not saying people in charge.
Like,
I'm saying people like
you know,
Greta Thunberg and shit like that.
Yeah, but
that
she's not
just
even
wanna
real,
preach.
bro. She's a fucking plant.
You think she's a robot?
She's not real. But she's a kid. Well, she was a kid.
Was a kid.
And like you're telling me that like, you know, there's no way. That's Hollywood, man. There's Greta Thunberg's not.
She wasn't from here.
I know.
Oh.
But like she was manufactured like the same way like Britney Spears and NSYNC were. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, now you're getting real deep. I mean, a lot of people could be manufactured then.
oh well, no, but that's like what governments and people in charge have been doing for forever. That's why you were saying, you're talking about that movie Civil War as the reason why they treat the press so good. Because like, you know,
They get the word out.
you can only get so far with tanks, machine guns, and bombs. You can get much farther with newspapers, videos, and
Sure.
and you know, and information. You can take on much more people with intellectual, you know, warfare than you can with brute force.
There's people hanging on every word, you
Yeah.
know, and like the press is manipulated in such a way that it's like, you know, they're fucking just joining the militia, you know,
Yeah.
like it's like you hit on 2 or 3 things that injustices that they feel they got in their life or something like that, and it's over. You
I
know,
wanna
it's
do-
like I'm blindly following you, like let's
Right.
fucking march.
It's weird. People in March.
I want to do like clips of the beginning of this podcast. We were talking about like tits and ass and shit, and Kurt was like all smiling to like right now. We're talking about this, and he looks like he's gonna kill himself.
Well, no, I just think of things differently.
Meaning you don't want to think about this stuff.
Yeah, why would I want to think about stuff like this?
I think you
But
gotta
I think it's okay too.
to not.
I think it's okay too.
I think you gotta think about this stuff, but you gotta not let this stuff drive you crazy, because this stuff can drive you crazy.
Yeah.
If you let it. But I think it's important.
There's also not a lot of truth out there, so you don't really know what's true and what's not true. And that's very annoying, to be quite honest. Because then you're wasting your time going down one rabbit hole and then you find something else, you know.
But I like
You got to follow that.
Yeah. But I like the sport of philosophy, like just being like
I don't. It's confusing.
like not looking for like just playing around with the concepts without having a need to be like, okay, I need to find this is the answer for me. Like my way I look at it is
Right.
kind of like I'm open to the fact that there are maybe this is a simulation, maybe it's not, maybe we never went to the moon, maybe we did. Like there's like none of those things are going to really affect me, whether they're true or they're not true. But I enjoy the sport of talking about them and investigating why things are the way that they are based on somebody saying it or thinking it. I think that's super cool. But not concerned with finding the answer. Not concerned. But I say that, but I think there's a little thing that's
yeah,
down
it
deep.
seems lazy if you don't want to find an answer.
I think down deep inside of every searcher, there's, you know, you want to like, you want to figure it out. Like what's
definitely.
it all about, man?
Yeah.
This is it. But I think there's a healthy level, or the healthiest level is to know that you're never going to. And it's perfectly all right if you don't.
I mean, or you got to go all in, you know?
Yeah, but that's
devote your life to it if you really have that burning.
But then you're blind everywhere else.
But that's the route. That's the route to potentially insanity.
Yeah. But you make that decision.
If you just want to go insane, just go cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo bird.
Insane would be fun for a little while.
Looney bin.
I think the best thing you can do is have a little healthy curiosity, and on the other side of it, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to, just try to be happy for as much as you can.
Yeah.
I think that's the key.
100%.
I think you just have to try and be happy and not let anybody else or anything else bring you down.
They make it hard,
They make it very hard.
but it's always been hard. That's the truth.
It's harder now than it's ever been, I think.
I don't know.
I think it's harder now from the perspective of the amount of influence, the amount of data that's coming at us. Like, I think in times in the past, it was simpler to where, like, I think there's a trade-off. I think people live much better today than they did 100 years ago.
Yeah, there's also too many escapes that we know about.
Yes,
In
there's
1930,
way-
You didn't know that you could go somewhere else.
Well, there's
So you just
way
slept on the ground.
There's way like the
Different fear.
the pressures that are on
Yeah.
us.
That's all it
Definitely
is.
definitely more fear. More doors.
More fear now.
Yeah, more doors to be fearful of.
But the ultimate fear was the fear that people in the past have had to deal with for forever. That we have to deal with it less.
Like
What,
the fear
death?
of survival.
Yeah, that you're gonna die tomorrow.
I don't think people back then feared death.
I think
No,
they
yeah,
did.
you go back a certain point in time. You're talking about like people didn't like 150 years ago, life expectancy was probably 20 years less than it is now.
Sure, but
Even
I don't
more.
think they never knew about living till 70, so they didn't really care.
No,
I
but-
think they more feared what they were going to eat. Can
Yeah,
I
but that's
eat?
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or am I gonna get fucking eaten by this T-Rex?
Yeah.
You know,
That'd be cool.
Think about that
That'd be
fucking fear. Am I gonna get my fucking asshole chewed out by a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex
I think before we die,
Yeah,
did I
that's
say-
anxiety
I might have
inducing.
said this before. I feel like Jesse.
or tiger?
I think before we die, we're gonna see like monstrous fucking birds that fucking kill. like, I'm serious.
You said
I'm
monstrous
talking like
fucking
20,
birds that
20
kill.
foot wingspan that are gonna be like outside of our house.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think that's gonna take some sort of like a biological something to happen.
Oh, I'm not saying that's not gonna happen.
okay.
I'm
I
not
thought you
saying
meant just
that-
like evolution
No, there'll
of
be a
the
test
bird.
that goes wrong. No, there'll be a test
Okay.
that goes wrong.
Because birds aren't going back to being big again. If anything, they're probably getting smaller.
Yeah.
No, I think there's gonna be big weird
Or do
shit.
people just start becoming birds?
Like 8-legged freaks.
Does a
like
cat
that
become
movie
a
where There's
bird?
just spiders on top of fucking Walmart.
I think that's gonna take some sort of like a biological thing.
Yeah, I think
like a
that's,
mutation?
Yeah.
I
Or
think
like a
that's
fucking
something that's simple. I
nuclear
mean, most
situation.
movies about that.
That
shit
stuff
now.
is scary.
Yeah.
fucking. I mean,
All right.
coronavirus was a warehouse that went leaked out a little bit. You know, I'm sure a little bug might leak out too.
Little bat juice.
A little bat juice.
Little bat juice in your face. my
telling
wife told me a pretty fucking terrible story yesterday about pigeons.
What's that?
You know the origin of pigeons?
No.
It's like, you know, everybody
It's funny
hates.
that you bring that up because I almost just started getting into pigeon racing. But go on. You can buy a
should.
flock of pigeons, and I might
You should.
make him invest.
You should. How much is a flock of pigeons?
It's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought.
What's
but
a lot?
It's doable to get like 20 pigeons,
How
and we
much?
can have them on this roof.
Like $1,000?
a little less than that. You could.
That's
you could
not
get,
a lot.
You could get talking about for myself. All
right,
right.
but if you're getting the whole
I'm
crew
talking about
together,
myself. I
Buying
have.
shares of your pigeons.
You could start small with, and there's a ton of YouTube videos that I've been kind of watching. But you could start small with like 6 to 10 pigeons, but you got to train them and stuff. This roof would be great. But go on about your pigeon story. They're amazing. They're amazing.
Okay, so it's good. I'm glad that you say that because the truth, like people hate pigeons,
Hate them.
like loathe pigeons. She tells me the story that pigeons are like humans' first, like domesticated animal
Whoa.
Oh.
because they like taught them how to bring fucking messages and
yeah.
all this other shit, all this other shit, and then once like the creature comforts of today of like mail and all the other shit, just threw them to the fucking side, and they forgot how to take care of themselves.
Whoa.
I totally get that.
The evolution
Yes.
over time is pigeons forgot how to take care of themselves because they were so domesticated, and that's why they're in all of the major cities. They forgot how to get food for themselves.
That's so great.
Sad.
Where did she read this? Like she read this?
She was telling me yesterday.
Does that happen with dogs? Because it says dogs can't.
Will it happen with dogs? No, people love dogs too much.
Yeah, but they can't take care of themselves.
Not enough. Yeah, but not enough people would throw a dog away.
Yeah, tell it to the pigeon lovers back when.
Birds, they're annoying as can be. They shit all over the place. I mean, they're terrible to have around. I'm sure.
I think
Yeah,
if
but-
the dogs want to take over, there's enough wild ones remaining that they would take care of all the domesticated dogs easy in like a big battle
But
royale.
I don't think
Oh
dogs
yeah,
could
street
beat
dogs are
humans,
serious.
What?
though. I don't think dogs could beat humans.
I'm not saying
though.
that. He's saying to just get rid of them. Like if dogs, we just threw dogs by the wayside.
You think
would they still
the
come
weaker
around?
would get killed?
Humans for a long period of time, definitely.
Yeah.
But then the battle royale of the dogs would happen, and the wild ones.
The wild ones would win.
Oh,
Definitely.
Easy.
Definitely.
And when I go down to the DR, there's street dogs down there. It's wild.
my dog would be toast.
Oh, yeah. 100%. My dog would cower in a corner and be like, what the hell's going on? You don't want to play?
But she
Wanna kill me?
actually she likes to bite a little bit. You know,
Yeah, that's what little dogs do.
she's mean.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. You could start pigeon racing, and they have events all over the world that you could all over the country.
This is your hobby. Let's get some pigeons. Let's do it.
And you bring them to one spot,
I want to bake bread
and
first.
they're tagged on their ankle,
Yeah.
computer chipped, and whoever gets to their home fastest wins.
It's cool.
Like it's amazing.
Let's get a sourdough oven and
Yes.
some pigeons.
Yes,
Put it outside.
definitely.
I feel like cooking bread would get old. You're
I don't
making
know.
3 loaves and you're done.
Yeah, but I would give it away.
That's what people do, and I think giving bread away.
And then
is
you're that
weird.
annoying bread guy. He's
Yeah,
always got
now
bread.
it's like, oh,
This
you
guy's
get
always trying to give me his
another
bread.
Now I gotta cook.
If I had hot, fresh sourdough bread here, you wouldn't be
it'd
excited.
be great for a
Yeah, like
month.
once.
Right, it'd be great for a month.
No, I'd get like a whole subscription thing going.
Can you make fresh pita? I want fresh pita
Peter's
bread.
nice.
No,
Peter's
just
nice.
sourdough.
No, I don't want that over and
Best
over
bread
again.
there is.
That's like
Sure.
better for you too.
Yeah.
Right?
Anybody go to the bread factory in Lyndhurst?
What
Nope.
bread factory?
It's a bread factory.
Yeah, it's an amazing building.
It's a nice
Monreale or
building.
something like that. Yeah, it's very nice looking.
Have you
building.
tested it out?
No.
Neither have I. I want bread though. I want to try it,
Go.
but I feel like you go there once or twice and you're done.
But that bread's the best bread for you.
What, sourdough?
No, just bread from those types of places.
fresh bread.
Not bread that lasts for fucking 3 months in your fridge. You know,
Bread don't last that long anymore.
in your house probably.
No, not even because it gets eaten. It's you see mold on it right away.
No, bread is the opposite of what it was. It lasts
gotta
longer
pee,
than it ever has.
Right now?
Yeah.
Why? What are they
it up.
putting in enrichment?
Yeah, all kinds of fucking GMOs and shit's overprocessed.
I like bread. I like rolls. I like Heroes. I don't order Heroes like I used to.
Me neither, because that's a lot of fucking food.
It's a ton of food.
You feel like shit always after that. That's how I make most of my meal choices. Like how much?
If you're gonna eat bread or not?
No, how much do I want to feel like shit after I eat this?
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, every meal is that. That's what I'm choosing.
That's not good though.
No, it's not good at all.
What's your percentage of going with the? Yeah, I don't give a shit if I'm gonna feel like shit.
50-50. Easily.
50-50 easily. Yeah, I try that. You don't eat fast food anymore, right?
Nah, not really.
That's good.
Sometimes.
I feel like it's so easy to steer away from. Kind of like a drug. Once you go back, you start
Oh yeah.
hitting it up more. Like, oh, you know what? I haven't had this one in a while.
It's all just a matter of planning, I think. That's all it ever is. Is like, even today, like I didn't have anything, no lunch here.
Right.
And then I'm scrolling through the fucking DoorDash app an hour before you got here. You know? And it's like, what's interesting now is like, we know that the fast food is bad. Right? Like, we know it's bad. You have it every once in a while. It's fine. You're not eating it all the fucking time. I think it's that next tier of what you think is good is really bad for you.
Oh, like the Chipotle's and like
Yeah.
that? Yeah. I think people are realizing that that's not good anymore either.
Yeah.
But there was a kick for a while where it was like, I'm having Chipotle. That's fine. That's fresh
it's
food.
healthy.
It's healthy and all.
It's owned by fucking McDonald's.
Right. Yes. Yes. I think that was a key of getting over that and the Cadobo and all that stuff.
Where's the real good food? You got to make it at home. I don't
gotta
think
make
that's
it at home.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm not creative enough to keep on making different things.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem. Like, there's a bunch of foods I could cook and my wife could cook and it's great. But after, 6 months, you find yourself eating the same foods. I'm not creative enough
Well, it's like
to
ease.
keep on trying new flavors.
I like to eat the same food all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other part of it too is that like even you cooking at home, like what are you making, like pasta from a box?
Yeah, you're right. It's not
good.
fresh. It's not. Yeah.
You know,
It's tough.
It's so
Life's
hard.
Knife's on.
The food thing is tough though.
Food thing is
It's
really
one of the
tough.
hardest things.
I think a lot of the food thing being tough is that you really don't know what's in everything. you're buying something that you think might be healthy and it's really not.
No, I think the hard part about the food, because, like, and I only have this because I have somebody who puts a tremendous amount of time and effort into it, is that you can do it right if you take the time to cook and do and shop and all that. Like,
Yeah,
but it's a
just like
tremendous amount of
anything
work.
else, you're gonna do great for a little while, and then you eventually run out for a little bit.
No, I mean, I've been doing great for a very long time. Yeah, I mean,
Congratulations.
that's the way it was growing up in the house that I lived in, and that's the way it is,
Yeah, but
now.
you also don't cook the food.
No, I don't.
I'm saying you don't need to run out of that.
No, what I'm trying to say is that you can do it, but it's a tremendous amount of fucking work that most people don't have the time for, don't want to make the time for. You know what I mean? Maybe don't have the money. There's a lot of factors that go into it.
If your wife flew off to DR, right?
Yeah,
she said, listen, I'm not done with my shit.
I'd have to pay for it.
Okay, so the first question would be, how long until you pay for it? Because
Immediately.
Because she said she's coming back.
How long's she going?
I don't know. She's not coming back.
She's not coming back?
She's saying she's coming. I'll be back.
But she's not?
Jesse, I'll be back. I'm coming back.
But she's really not.
I don't know. She hasn't showed up yet. When are you gonna? when are you gonna start saying, "Shit, I got to get somebody to make me healthy food"?
Yeah.
So you're gonna eat like shit for 2 months, and
Not
then you're
2
gonna
months,
say,
never.
"Shit, she might not come back,"
Maybe 2 weeks.
and then you go on healthy route.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I think that you have to go out and get it right away. That's a non-negotiable thing for me.
What?
Like
A new wife?
maybe.
You got to tread lightly here. You gotta tread lightly here.
That was a
No,
joke.
like if you don't find that, even if you do, it's a thing that's worth paying for. Probably more than most things in your life.
Yeah, but then you're eating the same shits over and over again.
I have no problem with that.
First of all, that's not true if you don't want to. But like going out and like getting, it sounds bougie, but like getting a personal chef, but not like that they come into your house all the time and doing it.
That's how you got to do it.
Versions of that
Yeah,
are
sure.
very reasonable.
Sure.
If you really,
You think that's very reasonable?
I do.
Well, no, if you think about compare it against going out to dinner and all the things
100%.
that you do, you know what I mean? Like you could make an investment in your eating.
I mean, you were doing
way.
that thing for a while.
I do it all the time. I still do it.
But you go off and you go on.
Yeah, 100%. But that's just from my poor planning. From my not having.
Not because you got tired of it.
No, never. It's an endless amount of different things. What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like if you bust it out in how much food you really need, your entire family needs. Right? And the time that you guys take to make that food, and you're probably not making great choices because you go to the supermarket.
Sure.
You shop in the aisle
Half
where all
of
the
it's good,
shit
half
is.
of it's bad.
It's only on the ends.
Right.
That it's good, right?
It's only on the end.
We know that. So like I think all of that combined and the time that you would take from not having the shop, not having to cook, the time you could spend with your kids, or you could go and get more money somehow, is worth it versus the time you spend thinking.
I'm
about it.
not saying it's not worth it. I just think now
And you'll be healthier in the end.
now you're adding the family to it. Now you're adding more people to be satisfied.
I think if you're
which
really
is tough.
but not though. But what I'm saying is you're going to somebody who can do whatever. They've got some creativity. You bring your creativity.
But you have a plan. You say the 3 kids like this. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? This guy doesn't eat
that
chicken, but he
sounds
does
so
beef.
expensive.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
not.
It sounds. I'm just saying. It sounds expensive. I don't know.
It's not. Like, how much is a fucking couple of cartons of grocery?
yeah,
What they
how
call
much
them,
you think you
wagons?
spend a month
Wagons?
at the grocery store?
A month?
Yeah.
A lot.
Thousands, probably.
Yeah, probably a little bit over $1,000.
Yeah, so I mean, for $1,000 a month, you probably.
Think you could get a cook to cook you 3 meals a day? Your family 3 meals a day?
I think so.
I think, yeah. Well, because if
fucking
you
look
look at
into
things
it.
like what he's.
I mean, come on. You know how much happier my wife would be? I mean, let's do this thing.
Nah, probably not.
No way.
But I don't
That
think.
guy's gotta
I
live.
think you spend more than $1,000. You aggregate all of the food you purchase.
Yeah, going out to eat and shit too. McDonald's, fast food. All
Yeah,
of
I mean, listen, it's over $1,000. It's less than $1,500 a month.
I think you might. Be
I think
surprised.
I think you're spending more than that. I think that the grocery store bill is that. But when you think about like every piece of pizza you fucking go and get,
Don't talk about my pizza. Leave the pizza.
still
out.
every piece of pizza you get, every
That's
time
still
your
in-
wife,
I'm doing that with the chef. at
every
my
time
house.
your wife takes the kids to get something that they're asking for and you're not around, which probably doesn't happen a lot because you're always there.
Right. No, I get it. I just, I think a cook's over $100,000 a year.
No, a person will come to your house.
that's not what I'm saying.
Make it in your kitchen. Cook.
Oh, you're saying a plan then? You're saying.
Yeah, or like a version of that.
Oh,
like
okay,
that's what these people are doing. You know, like
They have
chefs
their
in
own
these
commercial
restaurants.
kitchen and they make it.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen.
I think this is like
A lot of it has to do with planning. A lot of everything has to do with planning.
That's what I was saying. You know.
That's what most of success comes down to in any endeavor. And it's not like you have to be a psychopath and fucking like everything has to be a plan. But like having a plan
I agree.
is way better than not. But yeah, that's also how you go to the loony bin.
That's the thing though, is like all of the you want to like this is example because like I said, I use that all the time. I can, but the only reason I don't is because I don't have a system to make sure I order the food.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, like or the time will come and I'll be too busy doing something else. But with the right plan or the right system, it's like that could happen every week.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like the guy from Davos. He wants to put everybody on monthly utilities, you know? $500 a month, $1,000 a month, and you don't think about it.
I'll fucking pay.
Yeah, seriously.
Certain things, it makes a lot of sense to do that kind of shit.
bill every month.
Autopilot. That's how I do my haircuts. My haircuts are every other week. Same time, same day.
Right.
I don't even think about it. Because I used to get stressed out about it. I was trying to have to find the time. So now I get a haircut every other fucking Wednesday at 2:45.
I feel like a lot of your things are planned out.
Because they have to.
Set in
I
stone.
think that's the only way you're able to do a lot. You know what I mean? The amount of things that I do, if I tried to do them just like as I feel like it, I'd be crashing into myself like, you know,
like me.
all the time.
No, you have a system. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, but it's not a tight system.
Yeah, it is.
No, but the thing with you is that you work for a company and they are responsible for a large part of your system.
No, I'm talking about his whole life. It works.
It works. It's working. All right.
You just don't want it to work.
No, I want it to work.
Yeah, you're happy most of the time.
Yeah, maybe all the time.
Yeah, so
But,
then it's
you know,
working.
A little bit of it doesn't work. You know, you got something to talk about at the soccer field. You know,
Yeah, I don't bitch like that though. I had, you know what I had? So, my one kid wanted to walk into the parade with the Girl Scouts, and Jen just threw it on me right away, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take her, no problem." So we go to Fireman's Park, and I'm like, "All right, let me wait here until somebody else shows up, make sure she's in the right spot." Blah blah blah. This mom comes with the kid that she knows, so she's excited. She tells me a whole friggin' life story about this kid who has like anxiety and stuff, and I'm like, why am I? And it happens to Jen too. Why am I like the open book that people just come up to and lay all their shit out?
I don't think it's just you. I think it's whoever is going to fucking listen to them for more than a few minutes.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just like make something? Do you make something up?
All the time.
What do you say?
I steer out of conversations when people start talking about politics. They start talking about. I was at the soccer field like in the beginning, and the guy was like saying something about like money, like making money, and like not having money, and I steered right out of it. I'm like,
Why is he telling you that right away?
Who knows?
You don't even know the guy. You never seen the guy before.
I think people like to fucking complain together. People like that makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's no different than the fucking news, like saying, you know, trying to get people together. It's like, hey, you know, this guy hates his life too.
Yeah, whenever
Come
people
join
like
me.
bring up the school, like right away, people bring up the school, like something that happened at school, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. I think they get out in 10 minutes. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody always comes up to me and just starts spilling their beans.
That's when I just like go like this and I just start bleeding. Like,
You can make
sorry,
ears
ear
bleed.
infection.
Oh.
I'm always like, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Right, but how long could you
Okay.
do that for? It's
And then
like,
I'm like, oh shit,
Okay.
gotta go. Running into a meeting.
Yeah, I'll do things like that all the time.
I gotta use the meeting idea.
Or like-
need to take this.
Oh, you know, I just realized I have a call at 3.
I also learned how to say the word "what" in 10 different languages.
What?
Like ni hao.
I think it's weird. I can't stand it.
No speaker.
No speaky.
It's funny is that I can't get in too many of those situations, but they still get you. You
They
know?
do get you.
Like I can't imagine having a kid and having to be around other parents all the time. Oof.
It's very intense. It's very intense.
Couldn't do
because
it.
People throw out all kinds of wild stuff,
Weird shit.
and you like you find yourself in sticky situations easy.
Yep.
Easy.
I agree.
I don't love it.
I find myself not liking a lot of people. Or let's go with not trusting.
Yeah, but how much do you really know them?
You don't, but I mean, for them to, I would never come up to somebody and just start spilling beans about my kid who has is suffering from a problem right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the first thing I'm coming. I don't know
Hey,
you.
how about the weather?
Yeah, I mean, it's so nice out today. Or,
How about the Mets?
the parade. It's going to be. See, I always take sports as a very light-hearted conversation.
Yeah, but it's
a nice
so not, though. Especially kids' sports.
No,
no.
not
90%
kids sports.
of the
I'm
parents
saying
there are
like
trying to, like-
you're meeting a guy for the first time. It's like, what are you, Giants fan?
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's a very light-hearted situation.
Yeah, until
to
it's
get
not, I feel
started.
like. I mean, I'm outside of this, but I feel like guys real quick start,
Well, no, if
debating.
people get
UFC
like that, then you know to steer away from that
Yeah,
person
no one
if they're
gets
getting
like
way
that.
too serious.
No,
I've
you
seen
s-
it many times.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as like fucking Fox News versus CNN.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're only seeing the extreme ends of it.
Yeah, you're right.
9
you're
out of 10 people are just like, yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Not like, fuck you, you fucking Mets fan.
Those
Fuck.
those are the outliers.
You loser.
Yeah. Fucking 1960, whatever.
That's all she wrote.
Right.
So you got to bring it back.
Bring what back?